Yeah, I have started recording. Very good morning, everyone. So actually, I will directly go to the sessions. So we are discussing on service now, right? Basically, it was into administration, so it will not involve any development, scripting, and all those things. And it will give like overall structure of ITSM module, which is used by ServiceNow basically. So overall, I have 6 years of experience in ServiceNow from my first company, which is HCL, then Infosys, and then Deloitte. Currently, I'm working in Tech Mahindra. So all these 6 years, I have worked in ITSM module for ServiceNow as an admin and then developer as well. So directly, I'll go to the session and I'm sharing the screen. Share. Please let me know if my screen is visible. Someone. Is my screen visible? Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, I'm minimizing them. Fine, thank you. Okay, so before moving into ITSM, ServiceNow, all those terminologies, first we want to understand what is ITIL. So basically, if you have experience in IT industry, you could have got the name like ITIL. So few people have like like they want to know like what is the immediate difference between ITL and ITSM. So is there ITIL is a tool or it is something like a coding or it is something like theory? I don't know, like actually they have some doubts on it, ITIL. So basically, so in this class we will cover few concepts like what is ITIL and what is ITSM and what is difference between both of them, and then we can cover like what is incident and what is problem, what is change, and what are the SLAs. So basic things which is used to um, used for implementing ITSM. Okay, so basically in ServiceNow we have a lot of modules. Those are ITSM we call ITOM, and then CRM, HR, we have GRC. These are different types of tools, sorry, modules we have. But currently we are just focusing on ITSM only, which is IT Service Management Infrastructure. Uh, Service management. So here, before starting like ITSM, I'm just giving overview of ITIL. So what is ITIL means? ITIL is a framework for IT service management. So, so what is service management? Here it is calling. Service management is a set of specialized organization capabilities for providing value to customers in the form of services. So it is like just used to provide customers to the services. So service in the sense it can be type of any service. For example, if something they are unable to fix, they will go to the customer service and they will fix it. So it can be called as a service to the user. So it can be called as a service to the customers. So overall, those services are provided in this service management, and how those services are given to the customer and what is the processes, everything will be given this. So basically, all this includes what is ITIL, what is ITSM, ITIL, difference between ITSM and ITIL. All till this page we have all these details, right? I don't go to one by one and read it and I will explain, because it will also think like if we read and explain, it will not the proper way to you will get into the knowledge. I will just give the structure in general normal ways. So basically what is an ITIL is ITIL, it is provided by government of UK. So this is not by any IT company, or this is not provided by like any others or like that. It is just a framework. Basically, it is developed by UK government, which we used to call OGC. Okay, so It can be used by anyone in international level. Anyone can use ITIL. So what they have provided in ITIL is they have provided just a public framework that describes best practice in IT service management. It provides a framework for the governance of IT, the service wrap, and focuses on the continual measurement and improvement of the quality of IT service delivered from both a business and customer perspective. So what we can say is it is a framework of best practices for ITSM. So basically, we can say it is a methodology or it is a guideline for ITSM. Or we can say ITL will give like how to implement ITSM effectively. And basically, for achieving ITSM, ITL is one way to achieve it. For example, if I can say in normal words, if I want to staying fit in my own words, if that is called as ITSM, and following a gym plan to stay fit is ITIL. So ITSM is following every framework. It is a public framework of ITIL, which is provided by the UK government. Okay. I hope it is understandable because we used to get lot of things like whether ITL is used in ServiceNow or we need to learn ITL separately. It is a coding or something like that. No, nothing like that. It is like a we can say a Bible or for example, it's everything a book called something and it is different defined by the government of UK. So after ITIL is defined few years back, so all the IT companies go into that and then they thought it is a good public framework and it can be used. And then all the IT companies, for example, ServiceNow, Salesforce, SAP, and these SRM, and then Workday, Fieldglass, all those companies have taken those public framework into different aspects. So final goal of this ITL is to providing best services to the customers, right? So, for example, ServiceNow has taken this ITL framework into their consideration, and they have designed uh, their tool as part of this framework. And there is a ITSM which is coming from this ITL only. And ITSM also overall it can be used by anyone. That's not that is not fixedly to the service now. That's not fixedly for Flexera tool or BSM remedy tool. All those things. ITSM is also it is also like a we can say those are some concepts, okay? How to give good services to the end users and customers. That's the main difference, basically. So I will explain what is ITSM also. Before that, I just want to confirm here we need to understand one thing. We are learning service now, right? So first we need to understand what is service now, okay? If someone comes and asks what is Java, we can say it is a coding. It is a programming language. If someone comes and say what is C++, C and .NET, we can say if you are learning .NET, that means it is a programming language which we can implement some programming to get some applications, to prepare some applications. So that's we understand. But okay, someone will come and say I'm learning Python, then we can easily know. And what is service now? The ServiceNow, Salesforce, these Workday, Fieldglass, all these are tools. So basically, those are called tools, not a programming language, which we can access those using URLs given by the company. And it is a cloud-based tool. So all the information from backend is stored in cloud. That's not our topic. It can be stored in anywhere. But ServiceNow is just giving us a one link. So if we access that link, we can access ServiceNow, where that is called a tool. So we are just learning tool. That's it. We are not learning any coding, any concepts, anything other than that tool. And this ITSM, where it is coming from ITIL, is derived in different tools as well, not in ServiceNow. It is there in Flexera tool, one of the competition tool for ServiceNow. And it is also implemented in BMC Remedy. Before BMC Remedy is the top tool before ServiceNow. And there are a lot of tools has came into the IT industry and they said we will implement ITSM better and if you use our tool. You can provide good services to the users like that. But ServiceNow has been standardized now, and it is mostly Fortune. We have 500 companies there, right? Around that, 450 companies are using ServiceNow only. And you can say even one company will have around 1,000 clients or 100 clients, 50 clients based on the size of the company. So you can say maximum companies now using ServiceNow for their ITSM workspaces. Now we can come to ITSM. So you understand, right? ITIL is nothing. It's just a framework given to everyone. For everyone can read that and everyone can follow that. There is no restriction and there is no need to pay to anything, and you can develop anything based on that ITIL. This is the properly developed and prepared by the government of UK. Okay. Then someone will ask, like, if I am reading or I am learning service now, is there any need to learn ITIL also? And is there any thing if I need to do courses for ITIL? If someone asks like that, yes, if you have a good knowledge in ITIL, that will be useful. But that's okay. If you don't know about ITIL also, you can work on service now. The ITSM modules, everything will be fine. But just general knowledge in ITL will be good. Basically, it can be available like any Udemy course, or like you can go to one or two videos. It will explain everything. Now, basically, it is version 4 or 5. It will come as ITL V3, V4, V5 like that. Some users will complete certifications also, but for us, it is not needed. Basically, there is separate team for ITIL. They will need to complete their certifications. Okay, for ServiceNow, who are learning ServiceNow, they need to complete certifications in ServiceNow itself. That will be helpful. Now, what is ITSM? Okay, we have got what is ITIL. Then what is ITSM? Okay, ITSM is the overall practice of managing and delivering IT services to customers, like, effectively. Okay. And also ITSM is an it designs by organizations, and it improves like IT services to meet business needs. For example, if I am given definition, ITSM is designed by company only. So I can develop ITSM in my company, like anything. Okay. I can say, instead of raising incident, you can raise problem every time. I can say, instead of raising problem, you can raise change request. I don't want CMDB, I don't want asset management. Anything I can do on my own. If I am having a company, I can do anything. It's not particularly that ITSM is standardized like that. But okay, after ServiceNow coming, every company who are developing tool, they are approaching same process as service now. But it can be developed by own in their internally. They have a team called ITSM team and ITIL team. They both will sit and they will say, okay, ITL given these scenarios, based on that we can give we can develop ITSM, which can be useful for the our customers, and it will be help for our company. So it's just a strategic approach. Okay, we don't approach to like managing all the information technology. Information technology managing means every IT will use some servers, databases, and middlewares, and then storage CIs, network CIs, laptops, and then they have LAN, WAN, routers, everything we call. All those can be maintained effectively. So that is the reason why this IDSM is derived. So basically, I thought you got good knowledge, like where we can use ITIL and where we can use ITSM. There is nothing like ITSM is fixed. For example, if you are working for other tool, in that tool, their ITSM may be different. You cannot say everyone will follow the same approach, like incident management, problem management, change management, asset management. But yes, everyone is following the same. Okay. So if I have a company, I can go to ServiceNow development team and I can ask them, I don't want problem management in my ITSM. You can remove it and you can just keep instant and then change management and then asset management. That's it. So, uh, Later, based on ITIL, these all also came. ITOM, HR, GRC. There are other modules we have, and all they went to ITIL framework, and they thought, okay, this framework is very helpful, and they have developed many modules. And okay, so as by using ITIL, ITSM is defined by many companies, right? Now companies have issues. Okay, we have ITSM properly defined and structured, but which tool will give us the efficient work for this ITSM approach? Okay, they went to many tools like in market. So, for example, if you want to do UPI transaction, you have money in your account, you can use Phone Pay, Google Pay, or you can use Paytm. You have a lot of payment applications, so that can be based on customer. So if which application is giving good to you, you will use that one. Like every company, they don't know, they don't want to select ServiceNow only. They have, okay, I have approach for my company, I have an ITSM approach, but I don't know which tool use. So therefore there are a lot of ITSM meetings and ITL meetings will be gathered in client locations, and they will discuss, and someone will say to them, we are using. So for example, we have two clients, Verizon, or you can say AT&T, GSK. We have a lot of clients. If they meet up and they say, we are already using ServiceNow tool for our implementation, ITSM implementation, it is working good, and they will go to the ServiceNow, and they will have a contact with them, and all those license things and everything they will go, and they can go to Flexera tools as well. They can go to BMC Remedy as well. They can go to any tool. So that's the not the thing. They will directly come to the ServiceNow and they will use it. ServiceNow is now, it is a top, and it is expensive. So for the smaller companies, they can go to like Flexera and like that. Okay, so okay, fine. We had discussed about ITL and ITSM, but what is ITSM? You said ITSM, if we implement in our company, it will help end users. They can feel happy. All service will given to them, and how those services will given, and what is really and exactly ITSM means. So basically, here it is a one sentence difference. Like ITSM is how you manage the services you deliver to users, and ITAL teaches you the best practice of for ITSM. Okay, you can just ignore this one. Okay, and also today and tomorrow it can be a lot of theory, and I just want to give you just basic understanding of these terminologies. Then you can go to tool and we can get knowledge in tool, because without knowing these basic things, right? So we will bit confusing. But first we need to know why this has been implemented. Then easily we can understand the concepts in ServiceNow. Basically, we need to cover these all concepts. What is ServiceNow, navigation and users, helpful portals, forms, leads. Today, we are just discussing on this, creating user role groups, and then personalizing forms, application and module, service level management, access control, service catalog, schedule jobs. We have a lot of concepts to be completed. Everything will be linked to ITSM only. So I'm just giving basic knowledge of why they have came, and what is it. So we all know right now, okay, ServiceNow is a tool, and it is not in any programming language. It's a tool, and the ServiceNow is giving us a URL. Also, for some users, for end users, ServiceNow is they can use in mobile also as an application, but that is for just to raise few requests and just track um, these requests, not entire purposely, but just they have prepared one small application just to track their requests in mobile. Okay. Yeah. So basically, if I am discussing about all these things, mm, we have completed this, right? Okay, you need to complete all these things today itself. So basically, ITL will have, sorry, ITSM will have four concepts in it, four to five, and depending upon the company, as I said, right? It is incident management. It covers basically ITSM will covers. That means ServiceNow will cover in ITS using ITSM framework for their company. Incident management it will cover. And problem management also it will cover. Change management it will cover. Service desk operations it will cover. And configuration management it will cover. So basically these five topics ITSM will cover for companies. Okay. Uh, so we'll discuss about these things only. First, how incident management is implemented, problem management is implemented, change management implemented, service desk operations and configuration management. All these things, how implemented in ServiceNow, how to work on it. So as a ServiceNow administration, after completing this course, if I want to go into a job, then you need to have a good knowledge on all these five topics. Basically, we will concentration on all these five topics, and you can apply for jobs like ServiceNow administration. You can go in work in any concept, like you can work in incident management or problem management, change management, and you can work in configuration management or asset management like that. Okay. So basically first we will we will concentrate on incident. Okay, first we know ITIL. It is a uh, everything. It's a head of anything, and it is a book you can call. So after reading a book, I decided it is good if I have prepared something like ITSM, which is useful for my company. After I implemented ITSM, I went to best tool and I asked ServiceNow, and already you are implementing ITSM in your tool. Can you please provide your tool access to all to our employees so that we will use ServiceNow only for all our works. So that's the back end happened. Now we'll come to the all these concepts like what is incident, what is problem, what is change. An incident is an unplanned interruption to an IT service or reduction in the quality of IT service. It is like a failure of any item, software, or hardware used in the support of a system that has not yet affected service is also an incident. For example, the failure of one component of a redundant high availability configuration is an incident even though it does not interrupt service. Okay. Basically, what is an incident is, so for example, you are using a laptop and suddenly it got uh, shut down. Like suddenly it got you got black screen and you are not able to say anything on it. So that is called an incident because it's unplanned and you don't know, and it is interrupting your service. You are working on the laptop and suddenly it got disconnected. Now you don't know, nothing to do. Then in this case you need to raise an incident. So you can see here it's an unplanned interruption. So you can see whenever sometimes when we are using mobile applications, bank will say we have server down issues. So that is incident. Okay, they don't know the server will down. Actually everyone will thought server will work properly, but sometimes database will down, sometimes middleware's not work properly, LAN is working fine but network will not go to the customer. All these are incidents because it is affecting quality of an IT service. So using these CIs only, we are giving service to the customer only, right? So if something is affecting and it is affecting our work, so we will call it as a incident and we will raise incident for it. Okay. So also here it is saying, for example, the failure of one component of a redundant high availability configuration is an incident even though it does not interrupt service. So for example, we have high level of configuration items in CMDB, like those if they didn't affect the service, even though we can call it as a yeah, even though we can call it as a incident. High level availability means, for example, um, if we say, yeah, we can create a resource groups. It is one of the class. So for example, it won't affect much into the service, but if it is not work properly, what happen is the automation will not properly done in the service now. So it is related to some other thing. That can be called as a high availability configuration. So we can know all these differences when we are learning ServiceNow tool. So in that case also you can raise incident. So basically it is saying that it should not affect service, but if it is related to costing as well. For example, if companies lost something, even $1, they will call it as an incident also. Your manager will say you should have raised an incident instead of raising request to fix it completely. Properly, because if you are not work, that means the work is dependent upon you, and then client will have face some issues related to your work, and then everything will be messy. So that is called incident. And some people will have a question like what is incident and what is request. Service now we have a lot of things, incident and requests, and we have tasks and all those things. And we don't raise everything as a incident. So for example, if you newly joined in company and you want access for the company service now and company outlook, Microsoft and all those things, if you go and raise an incident for it, definitely if the incident team will come and ask you, this is not an incident, this is a request. Because if you are not getting access today, that doesn't interrupt any quality of service for that company. You just joined recently, you should have raised in request for it. So request have separate patterns, this will have separate SLAs. We don't call everything as incident. And for example, I have two CIs, two configuration items in service now. Basically we know that in CMDB, and I want a relationship between them. And if I go and raise an incident, CMDB will come to you. You should have raised a request for it, because it won't have any effect. Because in incident, if you raise, it will have connected with an SLA, and if we don't see that incident, SLA will breach and they will ask escalation reasons for us. You should raise it and request for it, because this will not affect anything to you. So if it is not affecting your service or anything related, it is not related to any costing, you need to raise request only. Also for incident, we have four types of incidents: P1, P2, P3, P4. Like priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4. Priority 4 means, okay, fine. This incident, this quality of service can be fixed within 5 days. That can be fine. I'm happy with that. Then you can go and raise a P4. P3 is like, okay, that is all, that is fine, but urgency and impact will be there while raising incident. Based on that only, this priority will be assigned. So, but I have some urgency on it, but impact it is fine for, it is not affecting any IT services. Then it will take as a priority 3. Priority 2, then it will be a high level. Priority 2 and priority 1, those should be completed very quickly. Priority 1 is highest most, it should be completed within 6 hours as per companies. Some companies it is 2 hours, some companies it is 6, some companies it is 8. Okay, what will happen is whenever incident is came to any team, there is an two SLAs will attach to it. One is response SLA and one is resolution SLA. So for P1 incident, if I take response SLA is 30 minutes. If I have not assigned that incident into myself or my teammates within 30 minutes, it's an escalation. Like client will ask why this is not assigned to you within 30 minutes, as this is a P1 ticket. And after assigning, I need to complete that in 2 hours. Okay, those two SLAs need to be in green when you are completing an incident. If those breach to yellow or red, then they will ask, and we need to pay something based on the agreement between client and the service provider. So same for the P2. If P2 incident came, I need to respond to P2 incident within 6 hours, and I need to complete that within 12 hours. If P3 incident came, I need to respond that in 2 days. That means 16 hours basically, and it can be completed in 5 days. And then P4 incident came, you can respond to that in 3 days, and then SLA, you can complete that in 5 days. Okay. So because of having SLAs, these priorities are completing based on those SLAs. Those all this is as comes into ITSM only. So whenever ITSM is preparing in their company, they will discuss about SLAs also. Okay, okay, for a priority 1, it should be completed in 2 hours, like that. And okay, that's how incident works. And basically, this is an basic definition of incident. Incident is, for example, we can also talk in normal ways. Whenever you have going on something, and For example, something happened in the road or something, you can call, oh, what is some incident has happened for me. Like that, you can not generally say. So basically, it is an interruption. It is not a planned interruption. If that is a planned interruption, we can give customers, we will send an email to customers. We have a planned interruption in next coming Sunday for 2 hours. So that people will not raise any incident if they are unable to access their services, or if they are unable to access their plans, because already provider or end users or developers are sending an email to you. And phone banking, we used to get phone like there is an planned interruption will be there for at least 30 minutes, so please cooperate with that. So in that time we don't raise any incident. But unplanned, like for example, if anything is suddenly dropped, and if anything not correctly moving, then you will raise an incident. Okay, that's called an incident. And so for example, you can see internet is down, it is incident. So what is incident? Anything is broken or not working, any disruption to IT service, any interruption to IT service, something is broken or down. So for example, error in application, Outlook crashed, computer is not working. All these are examples of incident. You can raise incident for all these things. So without internet you cannot work, right? And without Outlook you cannot send emails, and without application, if you are getting error in application, you cannot open that application to work. And if the computer is not working, you cannot work, right? So based on things, you will get to know, so what is incident and when to raise incident, so what level of incident it is. So that is mainly that incident. And here you can see, I told you, right, priority. Priority is determined by utilizing a combination of the incident's impact and severity. That is priority. I said P1, P2, P3, P4. Response. Time elapsed between the time the incident is reported and the time it is assigned to an individual for resolution. So response SLA, it is a general term used in our teams. So what is response SLA means? Whenever incident is created, it should assign to someone. Until it is assigned to someone, the SLA will be runs on. So if you assign to someone to your team, it will stop. So it is only explaining here time elapsed between the time the incident is reported and the time it is assigned to an individual for the resolution. This resolution. Okay, individual for resolution. So once a response is given to that incident, next step is resolution only. Okay. Resolution means service is restored to a point where the customer can perform their job. In some cases, this may only be a workaround solution until the root cause of incident is identified and corrected. So resolution means, so you need to fix that. So for example, if internet is broken and you are unable to connect the LAN and everything, if you raise the incident with the desktop team, so they will call you in teams and they will fix all these. So they will do something in your laptop and they will fix. Okay, now you can able to connect the Wi-Fi and you can start working on it. Okay, that until it is a fine. But for in some cases this may be only a workaround solution until the root cause of that incident is identified and corrected. So root cause of incident, it will come in problem management. So I will say why it is called root cause of incident. So resolution means you have fixed it. So now there will be no issue for your laptop. You can able to connect the Wi-Fi and you can start working, and the customer are also happy with that. So once the confirmation we have taken from the customer, we can close that incident. Okay, that's it. Severity. Severity is determined by how much the users is restricted from performing their work. There are three grades of severity. Low grade issue prevents the user from performing a portion of their duties. Medium issue prevents the user from performing critical time sensitive functions. High service or major portion of a service are unavailable. The severity of an incident will be used in determining the priority of the resolution. I told, right, priority will be defined using impact and severity, urgency, all these things. So high level priority means, so for example, if service now is not working for at least 2 hours, so everyone, so you can ask, service now is not working, the where we can raise an incident. That's okay, but the service now development team will also know. That is like high level. Basically, there are a lot of users will impact, and then there will be a lot of work will be stopped on it. Major portion of the service is unavailable. So once they restore the services, they will raise high level priority and they will send an email to every user, like in the organization. We have created a high level incident for service now because it has been downgraded and no one is able to work it. And if some people are working on Salesforce and entirely that service is not available, they can raise an high level severity incident. So that is also need to raise in ServiceNow only. So anything you are using ServiceNow ITSM purpose. If you are using Salesforce, SAP, or .NET developer, Java, or anything in your company, nothing. If you are working for any programming language or any tool or anything, if you have any issue, you need to go and raise that issue in ServiceNow only. That is the main thing of ServiceNow. Okay. There will be groups in ServiceNow where L2, L3 team separately for basically for that team. I am working in, so some doubts I used to get from some people. I am working in Salesforce. Then why I am need to relate it to ServiceNow? Okay, you are working in Salesforce only. There is nothing you need to work in Salesforce. But all the Salesforce people, there will be group created in ServiceNow. So if any customer have issue in Salesforce, they will come and raise incident in Salesforce team. You also have access to ServiceNow, so that incident is taken on your name. You will fix it in Salesforce only. But the process where it is happening and the customer how discussing the issue with is mediator is incident, and the mediating is ServiceNow. Using ServiceNow, he is mediating to the developer that I am unable to use the Salesforce. So Salesforce team don't have anything to work in ServiceNow. They just need to take that incident on their name. That is called ITSM. So that is not the ServiceNow. We are down is not nothing like that. Everything in your IT service, if it is you need to keep that service properly. So if anything you are downgrade or if it is not working, it will be very huge impact for the company, right? So they cannot go everywhere, they cannot run and they can call the Salesforce team somewhere and available. That's not the proper way to fix all those things. So that is the reason a mediator tool they have implemented, that is called ServiceNow for everyone in the organization. You can raise incident for anything, not only for ServiceNow. Some people will think ServiceNow is only for who are working in that tool, but that's not the purpose. That is for everyone. There are knowledge articles also in ServiceNow. So if you have any issue for your application, for example, I am .NET working on some application that is not properly opening. I can raise incident in ServiceNow. The .NET team will take and then fix that application outside which application is not properly working. So that means it's a mediator for every team. So this is like concept of incident. So when to raise, what is the priorities and everything. Like next is problem management. Like basically problem management includes here we can say the activities required to diagnose the root cause of incidents and to determine the resolution to those problems. It is also responsible for ensuring the resolution is implemented through the appropriate control procedures. So basically, first an incident management team will come and then they will raise problem management. Basically, for every incident, we don't raise problem. So we used to get a lot of incident to our team. We'll complete that. That's completed. SLA is not breached. Customer is happy. We have completed the incident. So when problem management is come, okay. First, incident team came up to me and they have fixed my laptop. Now I am able to connect the Wi-Fi. Later, after 2 days, I'm facing the same issue. I'm unable to connect the Wi-Fi. And they came and they have fixed the issue. And after 1 week, I'm getting the same issue. So repeated incidents we will call as a problem. So for example, even for generalized, if you have any flu or if anyhow something like in your body, so one time if you come go to the doctor and it is fixed, that means it's a general incident, normally everyone can get. So but it is repeatedly coming and it's a stays for like 1 month, 2 months, or like that. It will be doctor will call us. You have some problem. We need to investigate through the reports. So we need to diagnose what happened. So that is problem management. So you are getting multiple incidents on the same thing. For example, for my same laptop, if I am raising multiple incident, the incident team will then it will move to problem management. They can raise a problem using the same incident that we can see in service now. So problem management will in like they will check why it is happening. They will ultimately find the root cause of that incident. So they will go with other teams. There are a lot of teams with problem management. They will go with different teams and they will find the problem for it. Okay. Basically, you can say, for example, in a company, if server is broken for on time, it is okay, and they will fix it. Windows server. And next time the same thing is happen after 1 week, the Windows team will think, okay, we can fix it. And the same server is not working for another 3 times, then definitely you end user or server team, all these need to raise a problem management because they need to find exact root cause for this. For one time, okay, that's fine. Maybe issues can be fixed, but for multiple times, if you are getting the same issue for the same configuration item, I can say for the same server for the same thing, then you need to go to the problem management. For how you will go to is on the same incident, you need to click on write and you can create a problem for it. So then problem management team will come and they will have some background, they have some resolutions and all those things. That is called RCA, root cause analysis. They will check and update to the user. Okay. So what is change? We used to call change management also. Like actually the addition, modification, or removal of anything that could have an impact on IT services. The scope includes but not limited to all IT services, configuration item, processes, and documentation. Okay. So we know like we are now just focusing on incident management, change management, problem management, then change management and configuration management in ITSM in service now. So the final, mostly it is the thing where an issue will be fixed if it is go to the change management team. So basically what happen is problem management will fix the root cause analysis. They will diagnose the issue. If they think that laptop should be removed from the company or something to be updated in that laptop or some modification changes to be done on that laptop. For example, for they need to create in some other application on that laptop. They will raise a change request for it. So change request which states that there is something an addition or modification or removal of anything that could have an impact on IT services. So I can add extra application for his laptop, so next time he won't get that Wi-Fi issue. So problem management will tell to change management team that please add this thing in for example, this is happening for all new version laptops and manufactured by Dell. So they will say that please connect with the Dell team and just ask to add this application edition in all the laptops. Then change management will raise a standardized change, and then it will go with lot of things like there are cab meetings, which is called change advisory board meetings, and there are a lot of things, and they will discuss. So main what happened, this is the issue. Okay, what is the root cause? Problem management team that we need to add one application in those laptops, then we issue. Then change manager will check on the issue, like financial things and then all those things. And if they are ready, they will raise like some request with other teams, and there are called C tasks actually. C tasks will assign to different teams and they will add all those applications in those laptops and the change request will be completed. So we have added something to the laptop. That means the addition is happened. So this addition is not happen in incident. They just fixed it by using something. They have some idea on that. They fixed it. and repeatedly happening, they move to problem management. Finally, change management team has fixed it by adding something to that laptop or like that. Same applies for laptop is a a general example I have taken, but mainly these will be happen for a lot of servers, a lot of middlewares, a lot of databases, a lot of network CI, storage CIs. There are a lot of additions, modifications, or decommissions. That means retired should be done for IT services. Um, so it can be any class of the CS. We cannot say only servers, only databases. See, it can be any configuration items. If you are adding something or if you are modifying it, if you are removing it from the client network, then there need to be definitely change need to be created, because if you are removing a server from the company, a server is depend upon lot of things. That is called relationships, CA relationships. We have that concept in service now, which we will cover. So if you have not raised it and you have removed it, that means you made it retired. So no one will know in company, and large escalation will happen. So that's the reason change request will be raised first. Okay, we are going to retire this server. Then lot of teams will come into the picture. That server will depend upon lot of CIs. Okay, server means if the server will run on lot of things, right? It will have databases for storage, and it will have a lot of APIs, a lot of middlewares, and some storage. It will connect it to a lot of Azure and then AWS. Maybe it will connect it to a lot of applications. So all the C tasks, there are C tasks, sorry, C tasks will be go to all these teams. Once those are okay with it, once they de-link this server from their resources, okay, database team, what they will think is, okay, a change team told, a cab team agreed to remove this server because that is not useful anymore now. It is causing a lot of issues. It is costing a lot of repairing issues. It is better to implement a new server in our system. Better we can remove it. So they will raise all these requests and database team work on it. They will remove their database from that server, and middleware team will remove, and it will take around 2 months. So once all the C tasks is completed, then finally a CMDB team will update the status of that server to retired. That means from now onwards, that server is no longer available for our client network. So in place of that, okay, that is completed. That's another task. For example, if they want to add any addition, extra server for the same application, so everything is application only. So um, we can say even if you browse in your browser, or if you are having as a tool, or if you're having uh, an Acrobat PDF, all these are applications. Like in phone, we used to call download that app in Google Store. So we have a lot of these all applications. Same, every company will use, but they have different type of applications. We use WhatsApp, we use Facebook, and we use Instagram for our chatting and all these things. They will use Teams, and they will use Outlook for communication. So there are thousands of applications are there. All those thousand applications, they are depend upon lot of servers, lot of databases. There are crores of CIs. I'm saying there will be crores of configured items which are present for one large company. Basically, if that is a big project like AT&T or Verizon, they used to have thousands of servers, 50,000 servers, and 1 lakh databases. So all these will be there. All these will be added in service now. So every day something addition, modification, removal, some effects are happening on those all the CS, right? So for fixing all these things, these ITSMs came into the picture. So they have prepared all these things: incident management, problem management, change management, and configuration management, service desk management. How we will, okay, I don't know, I don't have all these things into my company. I don't know how many servers I am buying, how are affecting, how to. give proper IT service to the end user. Because if a company is investing this much of money for Windows Server means they are using a lot of applications where those applications are running based on these servers. So everything should be taken care, because for every server they are paying to Linux. For example, if is that is given by Linux team, they are paying to Linux. So without these all implementation, so if it is not working, they don't know whom to connect. And if, for example, if that server is connected to major application, for example, I told right, Salesforce or ServiceNow, if that server is down, it will be a huge impact, right? So to track all these scenarios and to fix all these things, the ITSM came into the picture. So we don't know, we don't have ITSM. So we don't know what are the major applications, what are the minor applications. So for we used to work in ServiceNow. Basically, these are the major applications for the company. So if any incident came on these, it will be a priority one. So for that, it will go to root cause analysis, then it will go to change management team. So need to check whether anything need to be removed or anything need to be added. So basically, this is the life cycle where we have uh, everything is to fix the issues for their IT services only. Everything for saving cost. Okay, we are discussing about service now. We are discussing about ITIL, ITSM. So everything they have designed is to for two things only. First, to give proper services to the customers, and second thing is proper saving of their costing. For example, we used to say private banks work properly other than government banks, because customer want easy and quick process, and the services need to be good, and they don't want to repeatedly go and do the same work. Though transparency need to be good, and if the service is for example we have Geo, Airtel and all these things. If Geo is giving good service, and customers will move from Airtel to Geo, so the Geo income will properly increase day by day, because they are implemented a best tool called ServiceNow. For example, I'm talking Airtel don't have a tool called ITSM, but Geo will is fixing everything. So if they are getting incident, it is fixing right away, and change management is there. Everything ITSM is set up for Geo team. So they think that users. So if any issue is coming in Geo, they are already they are fixing it immediately. So I'm happy with their services, and the customer will gain to them. Ultimately, the cost will increase them. The final goal is to improve their cost and improve their services. And giving service is one thing, good service, and continual service. Mainly, this ITSM implemented for that continual service only. So for 10 days, if I given the good service, and later if I'm not giving the good, like better service, then definitely for after 1 year, 2 years, customers will slowly move on from my company. So continual service need to be there. So for all these things only, we have implemented ITIL for only information technology companies. Then ITSM came into the picture, and then ServiceNow is the best tool for it. Any tool. This class actually particularly for not for ServiceNow. This can be given for any tool. If you want to study ITSM, you need to learn about this. It can be, because it can be done in anywhere, right? Any tool they can create incident, change and problem. But after all consideration, ServiceNow is the user friendly, user interface is very good, and then the access for it and the costing and the it is excellent service and security, and everything is good. That's why ServiceNow is the top in the ITSM as of now. Currently, we don't know how the time goes. And then we need to discuss about SLAs, OLAs, underpinning contract. So basically, we have discussed about all these things, but I will quickly complete all. You have implemented incident change management, problem management. Without these things, those are, um, I think, undefined, because SLA, OLA, underpinning contract, we need to know. So, what is service level agreement means? A service level agreement is a contract between a service provider, either internal, external, and the end user, that defines the level of services expected from the service providers. SLAs are output based in that their purpose to especially define what the customers will receive. Okay. SLA means if I'm, for example, I'm working in Wipro and I'm giving support to Verizon project, we will have in some agreement. So if you have getting any incident from our Verizon team, you should complete that in within 5 days. If you have not completed it, we will charge you some amount, and they will define SLAs also, excluding client holidays, excluding Saturdays, Sundays. That is called service level agreement between a service provider and the end user. So here Wipro is the service provider and the end user will be the Verizon. Okay, that is basically the SLAs will be defined. So whenever an incident is raised, automatically these SLAs will attach based on the workflows in ServiceNow, that is backend. So if anything SLA is breached, that means service level agreement is breached. That means they can charge. Okay, so because of having SLAs only, work is going on proper way. Without SLAs, we don't know. It is an urgent incident. If someone is taken 10 days, and they can easily ask for the escalation regions, and they will use there will be lot of huge fines will be provided by end users if you breach P1 P2 SLAs basically. That's how their agreement is between contract and between. Those are called SLAs. We have some other another concept for SLAs as well. We can work on. We can develop on this. Then operational level agreement. Operational level agreement means in one company there will be lot of teams. For my company, for example, I'm working in Tech Mahindra. We have Windows team, storage team, and then a middleware team, and then asset management team, CMDB team. For one client, there will be definitely 120, 130 groups will be there, like subgroups, like as I said, mentioned, and they will not give every project to one company. Basically, they will give only maximum 15 to 20 teams to one company. For example, if I'm working in GSK, it will give 20 teams to Tech Mahindra and another 20 to TCS, maybe 15 to Cognizant, like that. They won't give anything to one company, because if any disaster happen for that company, entire their income will collapse. So that is why they will think and they will plan. There are a lot of things will be there. That is the reason the client will not give every work to the same company. Okay, that's the main reason. Operational level agreement means within the same company, I have got an incident, but I have some um, dependent on my other team, because I am Windows server. Beside, I have Linux server team. If I need to fix that, I have something to be updated from Linux team. So I don't need to go them and they say I don't have time, like that. There will be some agreement between internal teams. Only this is for internal teams actually. So you can see here service level entity, team, group, department, or organization unit. So if we have operational level agreement, then incident will not breach. So they can't say I'm on holiday and we are not the correct team. So there is an operational agreement. If something is depend upon your team, you need to definitely respond for that incident. Then only our work will flow. Then that is internal level, operational level agreement. Okay. Underpinning contact mean, as I mentioned, different means teams will be given to different teams. So there is an agreement between TCS and Cognizant and Tech Mahindra and Wipro team, all these teams. So whenever an incident is depend upon your teams, please cooperate with us. We have an underpinning contract. Without your response, we cannot complete this incident. So because this is entirely workflow design, these all are like SLAs. So without one company's support, one company cannot complete easily, because we have these are large projects, right? Even I'm working on the Tech Mahindra. I have connections with TCS teammates, Cognizant teammates, everything, because we have underpinning contacts. I cannot say I won't help because this is not my team's work and like that. They will say we have an underpinning contract between our teams. It is not related to client. Client is only will define SLAs. Operational is internal, underpinning external companies. So client don't want to know about all these things. The ultimate goal of client is to whether you have completed the things in SLA within SLA or not. So yeah, basically these are the concepts for today. I think we have achieved nine. And Tomorrow also we can just go for a theory. No, most that theory will happen in ServiceNow tool only. Entirely today I have just given explanation for these concepts. So I hope you got a good knowledge on ITSM, ITIL, and these concepts. We have missed only CMDB, and that's fine. We can discuss that in classes. Actually, that's a good concept. With why? Because CMDB is the must to be there to go all these change, problem and change. Sorry, incident management properly. We can discuss that in tomorrow as well. So if you have any questions, you can now ask. Uh, Anyone have any questions? Sorry. Hello? Yeah, if you don't have any questions or anything, yeah, we can drop off for today class. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all. I hope it got good understanding for you. So we can get to know remaining details, some basic details of service now, and then we can start all operational level, um, like operation level, yeah, in ServiceNow tool. Basically, this is theory. You may think it is bored, like, but this need to be given before we are going into the tool. Yeah, thanks everyone. Thank you for that. Yeah, bye.
Bye. Thank you, Vinod.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.